Hello guys, and welcome to the SCPH replay sent in by the community. This time gonna be a TBP. And introducing our players here on the top left, we are gonna have on that red Protoss, it's gonna be Spoon. And in the meantime, here on the bottom right, is gonna be the blue Terran of Tse instead. So guys, a new patch has just come out and it did mess with the ladder a lot, especially if you're not in the English US language of all things. The ramps weren't working in every single mode, single player, multiplayer, pretty funny stuff. And also, it really is sad to see something just break in the game. At least it has been fixed on up with the most recent patch. And honestly, a lot of balance changes. I've been testing things out, and they will be honestly a big factor of the upcoming C games. Now, most of these replays, actually all of these replays that I still have on my library are of the older patch. You're gonna be seeing some Festerans, you're gonna be seeing a few other things, quicker carapace because it's cheaper, that kind of thing. And I would love to see some new replays that are more or less akin to the current experience. Just help on out to get ready to understand those C games in the first place. Anyway though, here we go with Spoon. Setting up a pylon. Interesting positioning here with the gateway all the way on the south side. And this is actually pretty smart here for Spoon. He is just blocking off the Reaper ramp in this scenario. Where else can the Reaper jump? Apparently, that's the only corner of this part of the map. And Spoon wanted to just know exactly where the Reaper is going to be coming from. He will be spotting it because of the Nexus Point coming online. He does have the cybernetic score coming up as well. In the meantime though, these pros pretending to be a SCVs, we will see a defensive pylon as well. So overall, interior design here from Spoon, all about playing defensively, all about making sure he's not gonna get poked anytime soon. In the meantime though, Tse, here we go on that blue Terran. He is gonna go immediately for reactor tech, and it's not even gonna build a Reaper whatsoever. Overall, this might be the double marine opening instead with a bunker. So they're gonna be on the defensive in this scenario. Anyway, a second rack's coming online here for our blue Terran, and make that a third. It seems like biological warfare is the name of the game. Time to get those guns, and time to get going as well. Apparently, there's the Reaper. Didn't see it a while ago, but it has come online and went for the pokes. Adepto on here for Spoon. It really goes to show that was just good positioning here from Spoon, forcing the Reaper to take a path that he knows exactly where it's going to be coming from. Anyway, with 3 racks, Tse going to be building up a number of Marines into this one. And I'm really expecting a MMM composition from the guy. Medivacs are key to keep them topped up, but he does need to go into factory tech before getting that starport out and about. Anyway though, Orbital Command here for Tse coming online in the pairings. In the meantime, Tech Lab here and now all the way behind. So there might be a barracks that will lift on up later on for a factory or a starport that will go on a line. Anyway though, Blink is coming here for Spoon. We already got a Twilight Council and we'll be building a robo facility and 2 gateways alongside the 3 gates. 1 robo, pretty classic stuff. He is gonna be on Adept and Stalker tech as well. We're not seeing any Zealots whatsoever since he's gonna go all in with these Blink Stalkers for the time being. So it might be the mechanical play of the Protoss yet again. Pretty much the composition here is Stalker Immortal, and you just bum rush win with your positioning and your tanky nature. It's also useful to get an Observer as well as Warp Prism to just enable drop play or extra warp ins. Now, here we go with the Stalkers yet again. Now, the real question is, will this be a bad thing for your Spoon? Since Tse is gonna go for the heavy marine composition, will Zealots actually help on out, especially if they do have that charge in dispatch still with that extra damage over that movement speed? And maybe Adepts might also be a good decision. Anyway though, another Observer coming online here for Spoon. He just wants to get the vision. In the meantime, oh, Pylon here on the bottom left. What is this all about here from Spoon? Interesting positioning with the Pylon. Meantime, Zeh gonna be sending out an expedition into the Arctic Waste. Observer though, gonna be spotting that one, knows the army is coming. And Spoon gonna be looking to get in position for this engagement. Probe though does go down. A little unfortunate, Spoon going for that third base. But where is the rest of the army here for our red Protoss rather? Bomb now coming online. Smacks the Stalker just a little bit. Doing some chip damage, but it's more or less just the concussion along the way. Anyway, the Reaper out in front, tapping that one. Here we go with the scan though. Step back on in. Adept does go down. The Stalker's backing on out, but they aren't really using blinks yet. Here we go with the Big Micro trying to get behind. Probes are immediately pulled just to be a tank. And the DPS here though from the Marine composition pretty hefty. Can the Stalker stay alive? The Marauder all the way behind, being very effective. No Zealots whatsoever. They can't even close the gap in the first place thanks to that step back. And overall, Spoon gonna be able to defend, but Zeh hitting where it hurts. It's a good attack there by the Terran. Biological units, of course, quite effective against those Stalkers. In the meantime, we'll see a tech switch. There we go already. Charge lots are coming online here for Spoon. He goes for the change. Immortal as well will be the show. And Zeh gonna be sending out another force. Besides, okay, I'm gonna be playing on the defense instead. Now the Pylon onto the bottom left. Orbital Command is keeping everything topped up. Sip shape. And it's all about the economy here for Zeh so far. Finally, Argonet SimCity. And oh my god, what is this guy doing? How many barracks does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's gonna go for Factory as well to get that starport. But the Blink Stalker on up. I love his there from Spoon. Using that Observer to get to that high ground. But it's an all-in right here, right now. Cooldowns are a must. Spoon already and retreating with one. It's time to get out of dodge. It's time to get on away. That said, might be wondering, how the hell did those Stalkers blink on upwards? Might have gone for a scan just to clean up that Observer. But it seems like it's not the case so far. Sentry though, gonna be warped in as well. Guardian Shield, very effective against all that damage from the Marines. At the same time, Immortal, sure, not really the best against the MMM, but it is quite a tanky unit. Anyway though, I would love to see, yeah, there you go, Robotics Bay coming online. This must be Colossi here for Spoon. In the meantime, can go for Disruptor, but it does have that difficulty to micro on in, so it really depends on what you're good at. Now we go for the scan. Spoon barely dodging that one. Now Sam might be thinking, okay, nothing's gonna be there waiting whatsoever. And here comes the Orbital Command. Will we see it? The Observer's there. Oh, here comes the Stalkers, but they might need to blink on away. Now trying to get to the high ground, and they do so! Ring around Rosie, a pod full of Posey, and is gonna be able to get on behind instead. Starport though, doesn't have the reactor tech nor the tech lab, still just gonna be single pumping those medevacs. And now it's time for these Stalkers to die. Blinking on in to the middle line yet again, hampering these SCVs. We have a siege tank here for Zeh in terms of that defense. And overall, just a little bit of a pesky poke there from our Protoss player. Still though, these Blink Stalkers have been buying some interesting time away from a potential Blue Terran offensive, and Spoon making the most out of it, going for that Colossi, able to get it out. In the meantime, maybe a little more units here from Zeh rather. Maybe Vikings can be helpful, Liberators as well, or maybe just get a Cyclone or two and run away with it. It's funny to see the Cyclone and the Colossi interact. The Colossi is really desperate to try get that Cyclone. Cyclone decides to cosplay as Episode 5 of Star Wars. And there you go. More or less though, Medivacs are in position. Is Spoon aware of that? I feel so. He did see that starport a while ago. And what else would you be building in an MMM composition? Anyway, shield batteries are online, and the Colossus is on the single digits. Here we go, finally with the reactors. And this is actually really good here for Zeh. He can go for Vikings at any point in time. They will be pesky, especially against that Colossi, but at the same time, trying to maneuver against those Stalkers. Still though, heavy composition, what do you call this? He is really just devoted onto this, more or less. This is just a full commit here. There you go, that's what I'm looking for. Commitments onto this composition. MMM, Siege Tank. Pretty old school here and now from Zeh. I'd love to see him maybe just build a Battlecruiser too, but interesting enough, gonna go for the Liberators instead. Looking for those swarm missiles to maybe help out in the air or just poke with the Liberation Zone. Still though, Double Forges now coming online, and this might be actually a scenario that Spoon is heavily behind in, I haven't seen a Forge as of yet. Now he's gonna build 2 to try and catch up. But in the meantime, Engineer Bay already going for that +2, already with a second one, can double pump up those upgrades. And Se, in a good spot right now to actually go for the attack. This is such a proper timing window to decide to go on the waste of Triton, have nothing against that armor, against that steel, keeping apparently the infantry warm. Medivac still scouting ahead, and oh no, one just goes down, immediately make that 2, and this is a little bit iffy here from Zed, allowing the support units to go in first just to die. And in the meantime, sure, he's gonna have siege tanks and liberation zones ready to go, but where is the healing? If this Colossi too can get the hits, that's the show there for Zed. Very dangerous scenario here, and now for our turn, he does have the advantage. But these are small units. Oh no, Hero Zealot, he tried to scout, just gonna die. But anyway, where are more Medivacs? None coming online. Liberators instead here for our Terran player. He is going for 4 bases. In the meantime, Spoon doing the same. We go for the scan, sees the Colossus already, creeping barrage, trying to get closer and closer to the opposition. Here we go, an attack courtesy of Spoon. Charge shots coming on in. We do see the stim back, and we don't really get much healing. That's what I was talking about. Set cannot commit with the infantry after hitting that stim pack. Overstimming is a big no-no. And Spoon can play the poke game because these units are not going to heal whatsoever. The Colossi instead, oh, going around. I love this. I love this here from Spoon. Being creative. Looking to go to that high ground observation zone. Is their siege tank though? Has a little bit of that vision. And it's time to see Zenby go for the shot. Oh, the Colossus packing a punch right there. Taking some damage. And finally, we are getting Medivacs here, and now for Ze. Spoon did have the opportunity to go on the offensive at the same time. Just that army supply disadvantage a little too hard, a little too much to work with in this scenario. 125 to 78. This is a big advantage here for Ze. And finally, we have one Medivac bringing him some band-aids, looking to just take care of those scraped knees and those injection shots. Anyway though, Spoon now. 2 Colossi at the ready. Here we go with some scans as well, looking around. Interesting note, I'm not seeing Seg go for any kind of drop play. He could actually just bring 1 squadron in, but he is supply blocked, so can't really do much about that. Plating though coming online to make Medivac tank here, +1 finally coming here for Spoon. And in the meantime, engagement is going on yet again. Guard shield to try and protect. Colossi are there. Siege tanks packing a punch, but yet again, these infantry are completely useless in the face of the Colossi. It really is the Medivac needing to be more here for Ze. He is completely supply blocked though. Can't really build anything else, and he queues up a lot of other things instead of those healers. I feel like Ze making such a big mistake there at the early part of the engagement. Bundling those Medivacs to just die. Not gonna happen, not gonna work whatsoever. Anyway though, here we go with the assimilators yet again. And we are gonna see this 4th base become the 3rd instead. Abandoning the 3rd base, Spoon decided to back on out. We'll need a lot more in the back though. Gonna go for another Colossus, but in the meantime, +3 here for infantry weapons, +2 on armor. These units, but oh, I love this here from Spoon. Sends in a squadron of charge lots. Now being pesky, carving up everything that says not paying attention on. In the meantime, 2 zealots fighting against that 1 siege tank, and they will be heroes for hire. Starports now flying to the top right, but the zealots are giving chase. Now this is a little bit of conundrum here for Spoon. He doesn't really know that Set is more or less at the limit. Set needs more Medivacs, and he needs to keep the sustain ongoing to face off against those Colossi. Also, something to deal with the Colossi siege tanks would be good. Thors, Cyclones, I feel anything that the Terran can do. He should have been able to go for a little bit of that tech switch action. He has 3.1k minerals in the bank. He can keep funding in those Marines as well as building a few different units along the way. But with a heavy investment on that infantry, it really is the show here for Zez so far. Now, Stim yet again, and this is just a complete waste of a Stim pack. Look at how low these units are. 1 quick cook from the Colossi. That is going to be the show there for Zez and his boat. The thing about the Terran, sure, you can build a lot of production buildings, but they only come 1 at a time. You can't warp gate in like the Zerg, like a Protoss rather. You can't morph in like the Zerg. And now the Stalker is trying to go for the pokes. There we go, a little bit of that top-up action. That's a takedown. Blink to try and get on away. It's a little too late. these two guys. They're really, really close. They're neighbors right here, right now. They are literally a hop, a skip, and a jump away. And maybe this is just a little bit of that zoning issues. Looking like the city ordinances haven't been the best. Speaking of that one, get off my lawn, Zealot says. And now he's just going for the chokehold. You can feel the noose tightening here for Spoon. But look at this. He has decided to go into Starport. He will go for some Tempest instead. And these are long-range bombardiers. In the meantime, Zealot's yet again being pesky. And Zed doing a whole lot of nothing with a lot of units ready to go. 137 to 109 here and now, and Zez slowly losing ground as he isn't taking care of his economy line. He doesn't have the supply for it. Everything is in the front. And this is just pretty much a lesson you can learn from another sister game, Warcraft. When you're on high upkeep, you have to go fight. You're getting less economy back. And here in the situation, you can't protect your economy at all. These Zealots are getting their money's worth and more. Anyway, Spoon right now trying to get those Tempests online. Already have 2 ready to go. We have some Vikings. I was talking about this a while ago here for Zeh, but it might be too late because the Tempest going for the hits. Even though these things are quite good against massive units instead of the Vikings, they are going to still pack a punch. Blink Stalk just to try and go for the commitment. We'll get that takedown. And in the meantime, Zeh just taking this one, spreading his cheeks, and letting this happen. Come on, man. You had the army supply, you had the advantage, and Spoon just able to play defensively thanks to the passive play. It goes to show though, you make that one small slip up and it just becomes a cascade, a snowball's effect. And there we go with the Colossi, just cooking those Marines, those Marauders. Step back on in, here we go with the force field, and Zeh loses everything and more. This has to be GG. Painful, painful stuff for our Terran player. Perfect. Perfect play here from Spoon. He knew exactly what he needed. He was on the back foot, and he was able to get the proper pickoff to clean up those medevacs. Such a big mistake there from Zeh. He needed those medevacs. He can't stim in to those Colossi without them. The moment he stims and the Colossi are still going for that first laser beam, that's the show. And speaking of the show, the Zealots yet again cleaning up the economy. And this has been Spoon showing that he can fight in more than one front. Well played here to our Protoss player. Can Zed do anything? He has 4.5k minerals in the bank, going for the production, looking to defend this single base, the last bastion potentially of the Terran Dominion. Anyway though, double starports here and now, and I feel iffy that Zeh has not built any additions to this. I would have loved to see a Battle Cruiser 2 from the guy, and now it is time for, oh, orbital commands. Interesting, interesting. Anyway, Tempests are floating on up. Vikings yet again suffering the same fate as those medevacs. And it's time to put in the hurts. Planetary Fortress cannot shoot the ground whatsoever. Vikings coming online yet again. And one Tempest does go down. The golden shining beacon gonna fall on over. But still, this Liberator now the target. The blue beam's gonna be big. And here comes the engagement. Full command here from Spoon so far. He doesn't care anymore. He wants to take care of that orbital command as well as that Planetary Fortress combination. Here we go now. The command center going really low and won't get taken down by the Colossi, by the Tempest, by those Zealots who have been absolute heroes. And oh, this just started with Spoon realizing to swap from Blink Stalker to Charge Lot. From Charge Lot and Immortal to Charge Lot and Colossi. From Colossi to Tempest. And it really goes to show, sure you're not up with the upgrades, but if you know what you're doing, if you know what to play against your opposition, and you know to pick off the right things, you can win out any kind of game, and Spoon gonna take the victory into this one, well deserved, playing patiently, and that's our show. So fun one there guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Be more creative and send in those replays with the live patch.